Hello, welcome back to ZK1 Plays. Here is that promised video about all of the new Mega Evolutions coming in Pokemon Legends ZA. This is technically a data mine or a leak. It is not, it is confirmed, but the games are not out yet. So just be aware, there are major spoilers ahead. Let's get right into it. I'm a small channel trying to grow, and it means a lot anytime you like, comment, or subscribe. We're getting close to that 1,000 mark, and we're really shooting for it, so help me get there. It'd be greatly appreciated. Now, before we get into my presentation here, I wanted to show you one leak that has surfaced, which is super interesting concerning the DLC to this game, and that is this one here. Kurt, or as he's known, Kafotix, has data mined 2 potential new Megas as well as Megas Aura, and it comes with right here, Heatran, Darkrai, and Zeraora are all confirmed to be getting Mega Evolutions. At least, we think they are because of what has been data mined, but it seems that it's going to be coming in the DLC. In other words, we don't have stats, we don't have pictures, screenshots, models, anything like that. However, there are placeholders for a Mega for each of these 3, which just, that's bonkers, right? Darkrai and Zeraora are already very powerful. They're also mythicals, so they're not usually legal in normal, standard competitive Pokemon. Heatran, on the other hand, has been overpowered in so many generations of Pokemon, and now the thought of him getting a Mega Evolution just seems a little out there. Are we really ready for a new ability or some sort of stat increase on this guy? I know that I'm not, but I think that there are a lot of people that will be excited for this. So I wanted to mention these, but let's get back into the presentation and talk about all of the main Megas that are going to be coming out tomorrow with Pokemon Legends ZA. And I have even included their stat spread so we can just speculate really quick. As we go through, use this as a tool so that you can pick out what Megas you want to use for your playthrough. All right, let's get started. All right, first up we have Mega Clefable. Look at that thing. Doesn't it look sweet? It's a fairy and flying type, and of course you can see the stat increase over there on the right. This is the only one that looks just like numbers, by the way. We'll have the colorful bars in all of the rest of the pictures. HP is the same at 95. We have defense at 93, special defense at 110. Very tanky, or decently anyway, especially with the HP being so high. Special attack's been increased to 135. The speed's been increased slightly to 70. Now, I don't think this is going to be a spectacular mon, but the thing is, Clefable's already pretty good, and so being able to now use it with a high special attack Pokemon, I would say this is going to be similar to something like maybe Tapu Fini. The difference is, of course, this thing can't hold an item to recover because it has to have the Mega Stone, and this thing is also a fairy flying, which it's just going to have different resistances, and it's probably not going to be quite as strong defensively. Still going to be an amazing Pokemon, though. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Next up, we have Mega Starmie, and I'm just going to tell you right now, this is one of my top 3 best new Megas. It is beautiful. Look at this design. So wonky, so out there, and I will tell you, that little show shiny button, I have clicked it, and I have seen this thing shiny, and let me tell you, it's going to be maybe one of the first that I shiny hunt because of the way that the shiny Mega looks. And look at those stats, 140 on the attack, 130 on the special attack, and then 105, 102 in the defenses. The HP is super low, so it's really not going to be that tanky, but at 120 base speed, this thing's going to be hitting very hard on both sides. Very excited for Mega Starmie. Water Psychic's not the best typing. It's also not the worst. I think it's going to work really good. I'm so excited to get this thing in the game. Yes, it walks around on 2 feet, in case you were wondering. This thing is amazing. The design's great. Mega Victory Bell. We already know about this one from the leaks. And look, I guessed kind of correctly. They didn't increase its speed very much, but they did give it a very high mixed attacking stats. 125, 135, nothing to scoff at. Defenses are all right. I think it's going to be a usable Pokemon. It all depends on the ability that it eventually gets in competitive Pokemon, but I think it is definitely going to be fun to use in Pokemon Legends ZA. I probably won't be using it, but it looks great. Mega Dragonite. Very interesting what they've done here. They have not increased its speed. However, well, they have increased its speed. I'm sorry. They did not put its speed through the roof. What they chose to do instead was do a special attack. So special attack's at 145. This thing's going to be hitting like a truck with Hurricane or with Air Slash or whatever it ends up getting. I'm not sure if original Dragonite gets Air Slash, but yeah, special attacks through the roof is going to be awesome. Its defenses are also very high. You know, this is a Pokemon that was already very good in the last couple generations, so making it better in some ways seems like it's going to be interesting. You know, one thing that slowed Dragonite down a little bit was Intimidate if you were not running the Inner Focus ability, or if you were able to burn it or in some way decrease its attack stat. Well, now that's kind of been taken away because you're going to run it as a special attacker, and Dragonite gets a ton of coverage moves, so I don't think the world's ready for this one. We'll see. Mega Meganium. Mega, however you want to say that. Special attack is looking beautiful. This is very hopeful for me. Meganium's kind of been a nothing Pokemon. It sits on the field, it can take a few hits, can't really do anything back, it can leech seed, that's about it. Now its special attack is actually going to be threatening. Grass and Fairy are both very strong stabs. The problem, though, is it's typing defensively. It's going to take super effective damage from probably almost every Pokemon in the game. Now, obviously, it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but still, this Pokemon's defensive typing, not great. However, the defenses look good. I mean, it could have something going for it. I'm not sold on it. I think it's a really cool Pokemon. This very well may be my starter. I guess we'll see. Mega Feral Gator. This is the other one that is possibly going to be my starter. I'm kind of torn between Meganium and Feral Gator, Feraligatr, however you want to say it. But yes, this thing looks cool. I've heard that it looks even better in action. You know, that big spoon-looking thing on its head is really like a flap that comes down like a dragon mask, which turns it into a water dragon type. Its attack stat is very high, 160. That's kind of like Slaking level of attack. Its defense is 125, special defense 93. Speed at 78 is not terrible when you consider that this thing can get Dragon Dance. This is going to be a fun Pokemon to use. I'm ready to get my hands on it. Feraligatr has needed a touch-up for a long time, and we finally have one. Mega Skarmory, 65 base HP, makes you go, ugh. This thing is going to not take any hits, especially because they decreased its defense. Its defense is one of my favorite parts of it before. Well, it's not all bad news because they have max mend its stats to be 110 defense, 100 special defense, which are both, you know, respectable, just not that great with 65 HP, 140 in the attack, and 110 in the speed. This thing's going to be a fast, you know, hard physical hitter now, and it's probably going to be a lot easier to use in main game playthroughs for most people, but in terms of competitive, I would not be surprised if this thing is actually not that great. I guess we'll see. It does have an amazing typing, though. Mega Frostlass, not much to say about this one. It looks to me like they went for kind of a you know, Miss Magius, Fluttermane, stat distribution, very heavy on the special side, very weak on the physical side. However, this thing is not able to hold an item, so I'm not expecting too much to come of this. It's a little bit slower than the top tier of speed. Its special attack is good, but not great. It's going to be fun, you know, especially if you're a fan of Frostlass before. I don't think it's going to be anything too incredibly special. Mega Embor. This one, on the other hand, looks like it could be very powerful. Very good wall breaker Pokemon. Especially because Embor already had an ability that increased its attack power even further, so if it maintains Reckless, or if it gets any kind of other you know, attack boosting ability, this thing is going to be hitting like a total truck, and I'm so excited for it. I also love the design. You know, it looks like it could be a boss from Sekiro, right? But no, I really love this design. I think it's going to be really cool. And yeah, I'm excited to see it. I, again, will not be picking this as my starter, but I'm excited to play against it and maybe eventually have one down the road somewhere. Mega Excadrill. This guy looks like he's ready to, as we always joked about as kids, dig to China, right? He's going to dig straight through the crust of the earth, burrow to something special. His attack's at 165, which is up in the range of like Haxorus, you know, and again, Slaking, that area, which, you know, regular Excadrill already had very good stats, and so 165 is just pushing it even further up. With a Swords Dance, this thing is going to be hitting, you know, not much will be able to live its hits. Its defense and special defense, however, have remained rather low, and so it's going to be still easy to KO. Really, this thing just became a harder hitting, faster Pokemon, you know, and 103 speed, if it gets any kind of increase to its speed through its ability, like Sand Rush, yeah, this thing's going to be hard to slow down, so good luck. I'm so excited to see it in game. I imagine that those things move a little bit, and it'll be fun to see it moving around. Mega Scrafty. Again, another one of my favorite designs. I think it looks amazing, right? And then check out what they did to the attack. It's finally able to do some damage. 130 in the attack stat. 135 defense, 135 special defense, 65 HP. Again, 65 HP is nothing, nothing good, but the defense is being so high kind of mitigates that a bit. Speed is low, but not low enough, in my opinion. It's just kind of middling in the speed. It's going to be good. I think this Pokemon is going to be really good, especially if it maintains the Intimidate ability in its Mega form, or even gets something even more defensive. I'm excited that it actually has an attack stat. That's one thing that this thing has missed and, made it really lose out to Incineroar a lot of the time. Is Incineroar not only has the Intimidate and the bulk to support itself, but it could actually do some damage with its pretty high attack stat. Well, now Scrafty's back in the game, and we're going to see what it can do as we get this 130 base attack on the field. Dark and fighting type stab with that 130 base attack. Nothing to scoff at. It's going to be fun. Next up, we have Mega Scolipede. Look what they did to its speed. Its speed got chopped, right? But its defense and its attack are just incredible. 140, 149. If this thing gets bulk up, or if it gets curse, or if it gets coil, or anything like that, it's going to be a really scary Pokemon to deal with. I'm excited about it. I think it's really a unique take on it. It's slowing down a relatively fast bug-type Pokemon. It's going to be cool. Bug and Poison still the typing, so not incredible there, but it'll be fun to play with nonetheless. Mega Electros. This is probably my dud of the entire set. And please don't shoot me for saying that. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about Mega Electros, but for me, the design is it's okay. It's not great. The stats, even worse, right? 145, 135 are good, but on a base 80 speed as a mixed attacker, not great. 80 and 90 in the defenses with 85 HP. Again, not the best. Given that it's a Mega Pokemon, it's not going to be able to hold a Choice Scarf, it's not going to be able to hold any kind of Focus Sash or anything. I'm not sold. Not sold on this Mega Electros. Again, it wasn't one of my favorite Pokemon to begin with. I think it's a cool design. I don't think the Mega is that great to me. But, I guess we'll see how it goes. Maybe it looks better in the game like some of the other ones do. Mega Chandelure. I am sold on this one. Chandelure's already been a contender. I used it in VGC in the last several years as a Trick Room setter, as a mid-range, that can outspeed stuff outside of Trick Room and underspeed certain things in Trick Room. It's just a really neat Pokemon to use. They've put its special attack, which was already pretty good, at like an ungodly level. This thing is going to be slapping around. And I can't wait to see an Overheat come off of this thing and neutrally KO something that it has no business doing. Imagine this thing in the sun with an Overheat. Yeah, you don't want to mess with it. 110 in both defenses is also nothing to scoff at. 60 HP, you can laugh a little. So, I think it's going to be okay. I think the speed stat is really in a good range for both sides. It can do something with Tailwind. It can also do something with Trick Room, underspeeding some of the faster mons in the formats. It's going to be fun to see how it goes. But 175 special attack is special. Mega Chestnut. This is the one I said in yesterday's video. I was right. I was right about this. And I'm not bragging too much, but they chopped its speed down to 44, making Mega Chestnut, the grass starter from Generation 6, a quasi-counter to Incineroar. There's no way Incineroar is going to be able to knock this thing out with any HP investment, even with a Flare Blitz. You know why? Because 172 defense is incredible, even with no investment. So, take a Flare Blitz from Incineroar and then punch back with a Drain Punch. This thing is going to knock it out immediately. Secondly, Mega Chestnut is going to be able to underspeed Incineroar without question in Trick Room. Also, a slow Pokemon in Trick Room that can resist Spore. I'm in. Mega Chestnut was already one of my favorites in terms of starters, and now I am ready to take this guy to the moon. He'll probably be on the first VGC team that I'm able to use him on. I'm excited about this Pokemon entirely. Just a reminder as we get into these Kalos starters that you're not going to be able to use them immediately. They're going to be coming out over the first few months as the game releases through like an online battle tree thing. It's going to be great. Mega Delphox is the second of the 3 Kalos starters, and its stats are also similar to what I predicted, although less defense than I originally anticipated. So 134 speed, though, is really good. 159 special attack is really good, and 125 special defense is not bad either. This thing is going to be able to eat up special hits, and with a calm mind, this thing will be able to sweep through entire teams. game. So pair it with a fake out Pokemon, use Calm Mind once, and yeah, they're going to have a hard time slowing it down, I imagine. It's really cool. You know, the typing's not bad. Fire and Psychic are both pretty good spammable coverage. And if Mega Delphox, I don't know off the top of my head, if it gets Expanding Force, you're looking at a powerhouse possibly here. Mega Greninja is coming in here with 142 base speed. Again, kind of as I predicted. Mixed attacker. 133 in the special attack, which I was kind of expecting it to be more physical, but 133 is nothing to make fun of. I think that 133, 125, 142, this thing's gonna hit pretty hard, and it's also gonna be very good to come in at the end of the game and pick up some small KOs, like half health Pokemon, you know, that are barely hanging on. You can knock them out with your very fast Pokemon. Mega Greninja, for those of you Greninja enjoyers, is probably going to be just a step up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Mega Pyroar. Not my favorite design. I'll just say that right off the bat. I do like it if you squint a little bit and you can see his mane kind of looks like a creepy, demon fire face. But then when you stop squinting, you realize it also looks like a octopus with its legs around his head. Like, I don't know. It's okay. It's not my favorite. Probably looks better in motion. I guess we'll see. Stat spread is also not that great. I'm going to compare this to for you to like Mega Pidgeot from the original X and Y. Definitely, a normal type Pokemon that is not that great on the surface. They're going to give a Mega Form to. It is going to make it better. It's still not going to make it great. So I will probably mess around with it because I like the normal type, but I'm not going to use it a whole lot. Mega Eternal Floette, and more on this. I'm going to actually make a video about the story of X and Y. This, you guys, is genius narratively. To bring a Pokemon that we were all mystified by a decade ago, you know? What is Eternal Floette? How do you get it? Can you catch it? No, you can't. Are they going to add it in a game? No, they're not. It's like just kind of, it eluded us for so long, and now all of a sudden, to have the hope, which I don't know, I mean, maybe we're not, but to have the hope of being able to have this Pokemon on your team and use it kind of like a legendary, it's gonna be cool. I'm excited to mess around with it. And its stats are pretty good. It's honestly kind of like a Mega Florges, or Florges, if you want to say it that way. A lot faster, a lot more bulky on the special side, and much more hard hitting on the special side. So, yeah, it looks great from the surface. We'll have to see how it turns out. The design's cool too. Mega Malamar. I'm wearing my Malamar shirt as well. I love this design. Again, top 3 design in the whole game so far. Its stats leave a lot to be desired, but again, I think this kind of confirms where they're going with it. It's probably going to be a contrary mon all the same. So that's why they didn't blow its attack through the roof, because it's going to be able to increase that attack through superpower really easily. Same thing with the speed stat. That's also why they didn't increase that speed stat too much, because again, a Pokemon being able to use contrary superpowers at like 110 base speed, that would be a major problem. And so Mega Malamar is going to be super cool. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I also heard that it gets the move Close Combat in this game. If that's true, it's also going to have the ability to become a super bulky wall of a Pokemon through using Close Combat and increasing both defenses due to its ability Contrary. I guess we'll see. Mega Barbaracle. I'm going to say this is not one of my top 3, but I am here for it. This one's definitely going to be on my team in the game. As a Shell Smash, player that I enjoy that kind of play style, Mega Barbaracle looks cool. And 88 speed, when you have a move like Shell Smash that's going to double your speed, that's going to be, very serious of a threat. And again, 140 base attack, 130 base defense, 106 base special defense. Not too terrible of HP. This thing, it's got potential. It really does. I think that the attack and defense stats specifically are special. And the speed stat is special too, considering that it has a way to boost its own speed with its moveset. The design of the Pokemon just leans further into the just silly over-the-top look of the original Binacle and Barbaracle. But I will say, I love the, it looks like a rock and roll hand to me on its face. I'm really excited about getting this Pokemon in the game and seeing what it looks like in motion. Next we have Mega Dragalge. This one has these little 2 seaweed guys waving in the wind up there. They look so cool. I like how also this Pokemon feels like it's just like blossomed into this poisony looking creature. Super cool. Its stats are amazing as well. I like how they stair step. If you've noticed, like you can see, they kind of go just straight. Sorry, let me see. Down. Yeah. Doot. HP 65, attack 85, defense 105, just continuing to increase as you go down the list. Speed is still at 44, though, which is incredible for Trick Room teams. And in general, like this thing's going to be able to stick around for a couple of turns based on its defenses. So I love it. I think they did a great job with it. Its special defense is going to be great. Its special attack is going to be great as well. I'm a sucker for dragon types, and Poison Dragon, it's cool. I'm excited to get my hands on it. Mega Hawlucha. You know, they didn't blow me out of the water with these stats. They're okay. 137 on the attack stats, great. 118 on the speeds, great. 100 on defense, not what I was hoping for. I was hoping it'd be up there in the 120s, 130s as well, because the Hawlucha style just made him so much more macho, right? And I was hoping for more defense there. Special defense is there, though, so it's going to be able to eat at least one hit, usually, unless it's, like, super effective or something. It's going to be good. I think it's, it's decent. I'm not super impressed. I will probably mess around with it a little bit. I love the Hawlucha theme, the Luchador theme, but stats, they're okay. Almost to the end of the list, Mega Complete Zygarde. It's an interesting design, holding the hammer over its head. And just to be clear, I don't know if this is only going to be a boss or if we're going to be able to use this as well. But from what I understand, it has to be in its complete form before it can even Mega Evolve. And although the special attack stat is, one of the highest, if not the highest ever seen, I don't know that it's going to be that incredible. Its HP is good, but its defense and special defense are so low that, not low, sorry, they're middling, but they're not really going to be able to eat a whole lot of hits. And Dragon Ground, we know, is super weak to Ice type, a common coverage set, and it's weak to Fairy, weak to Water, weak to Grass. Well, not Grass, I'm sorry, but it's weak to a lot of types is what I'm trying to bring across. And, I'm not sold on it. I think, again, if you get it set up, it could be a really cool Pokemon. But at 100 base speed too, it's nothing too special when compared to some of the other restricted legendary Pokemon that you could possibly be using. I could eat all my words on this, and it might be completely broken. I think it's cool. I'm just not super sold on how usable it's going to be yet. Mega Drampa. This one stole my heart when I saw it. This is the last of my top 3 designs. I think it's super cool what they've done, taking a Pokemon that was kind of, in its original form and making it something truly special. Its speed is way down there at 36. Special attack through the roof. 160 base special attack's really good. Its defenses are good. Its HP is okay. And if it keeps any, semblance of the ability that it had Berserk, this thing could be a really strong special attacker. So I'm excited to get my hands on it and mess around with it. I will definitely be having this on my team as a normal type aficionado, as well as a fan of the dragon type. It just kind of suits my fancy, and I liked it in Pokemon Sun and Moon. It was kind of meh, in a lot of ways, but this design of the Mega looks cool. Can't wait to play with it. Let's move on to the last confirmed one for Pokemon Legends ZA, that is Mega Phalanx. It's kind of like a Voltron. Brings the Phalanx together, and they form into this one giant robot-looking guy with a sword and shield. It's 135 base attack, 135 base defense, 100 base speed. It's okay. I think it's going to be good stats. It's going to be definitely hitting, really hard on the physical side. It's going to be a very good physical wall. However, the HP and special defense leave a ton to be desired. Any special hit is just going to wash this thing out. So you kind of have to play to its strength, but it's cool, but I don't think it's going to be amazing. All right, and that about sums it up in terms of these Megas. I'm just going to flip back through them as we're finishing up here. I so appreciate you all being a part of my channel and checking it out. I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope that you'll recommend it to a friend if they want to know all about the new Mega Evolutions. I have all the stats here. I have all the designs, and excited to start the game tonight at midnight. I'm going to be on here streaming as well, hopefully. So thank you all for checking out my channel, and I hope to see you back in the next one. As always, please keep it tuned here at Zeke1 Plays. Peace out, everybody.